When you're in a relationship with someone who lacks empathy, you don't notice it all at once, right? Because it starts small. You express a need, he shrugs, you say you're hurt, and he tells you that you're too sensitive. You cry, and this guy's going to stare at you like you're speaking a language that he doesn't understand. And instead of leaving, you start to teach. You explain, you justify, you give him articles and books. You talk about your childhood, his childhood. You share your triggers. You break yourself down into these little bite-sized pieces, hoping that one day he'll finally see you as a human being. But if you have to teach him empathy, he's already dangerous. I'm Lisa Sonni. I'm a toxic and abusive relationship expert who helps women recover from trauma bonds and rebuild their lives. And I need you to hear this clearly. Adult men who hurt you and then claim that they didn't know are lying. Or they're so emotionally stunted that you're already in danger just by being close to them. Either way, it's not your job to fix it. So if this hits something in you, hit subscribe. This is where we tell the truth, not what society says that you're supposed to tolerate. Let's start here. Empathy, it's not advanced. It's not some bonus personality trait that only enlightened men develop. It's actually just basic human decency. It's being able to care about someone else's pain even when it's inconvenient, even when you don't agree, even when it makes you look at yourself, the hard parts of yourself. When you're in a relationship where you're constantly trying to make him get it, right? Where you're constantly having to explain why you felt hurt or what a normal emotional response looks like or how to speak to somebody with kindness, you're not in a relationship. You're in this slow burn survival situation where your nervous system is constantly bracing for impact. And if you've already started doing all of this emotional labor, like women tend to, explaining his tone and walking him through how to apologize, begging for connection, you've probably told yourself he just didn't learn this growing up, or he had a hard childhood, or he didn't see good relationships modeled. But let's be honest, a lot of us didn't. I had a hard childhood too. I didn't see healthy communication, but I also don't belittle people when I'm upset. I don't go cold when someone cries in front of me. I didn't have to be taught not to be cruel, and neither did you. The idea that women are supposed to be the emotional teachers of grown men is one of the most exhausting, soul killing lies that we've ever been sold. It sounds noble, right? Maybe even romantic. It sounds like patience and love and loyalty. But what it actually is dangerous. Because while you're explaining how to comfort someone, how to listen, how to be present, he's watching how far you will bend. While you're modeling empathy to him, he's modeling apathy. And the longer you stay, the more you're teaching him one thing clearly. You will tolerate being unseen. Now let's talk about the emotional labor, right? This isn't just about chores. This isn't about forgetting to take out the garbage. This is forgetting that you have a heart and pretending it's your fault for needing one. Women in these relationships are so often praised for how understanding they are, right? How calm they remain when he lashes out, how well they explain things to him. But the truth is, when you are constantly explaining basic human decency to someone, you're not calm. You're probably disassociating. You're not patient. You are actually disconnected from your own needs. You're not kind, you're afraid. Afraid that if you stop explaining, if you soften the blow, if you stop handing him roadmaps, then he'll disappear. Or worse, he'll punish you. You'll hear women say, he just doesn't know how to love, or he's never seen this before, he's never been in a healthy relationship. But that's not really true, because he knows how to be kind to his boss, he knows how to be gentle with his mom, he knows how to look put together in public. He just saves the cruelty for you. That's not ignorance. How is that ignorance? That's choice. If he truly lacked empathy, he wouldn't be able to cry when it benefits him. He wouldn't hide the worst parts of himself from other people, and he wouldn't know how to perform kindness when there's something to gain. Let's name what this really is: entitlement. He doesn't want to learn empathy. He wants you to stop needing it. He wants to be able to say whatever he wants, behave however he wants without consequences. And the longer that you're in the cycle of explaining your pain to someone who just clearly does not care, it's not emotional labor anymore. It's survival. And honestly, it becomes self-erasure over time, because after enough time, your needs get smaller and smaller. You shrink, you stop asking, you pre-process your emotions before bringing anything up, you rehearse your tone so you don't set them off. You forgive things that should have never happened in the first place. You start believing that it's your job to teach him how to love, all while he teaches you how to live with less. This is decay. So let me tell you this clearly. If you are begging a man to treat you like a person, you're not in a relationship. You're being emotionally starved by somebody who straight up benefits from your confusion. And yeah, there are traumatized men out there, men who had rough upbringings, men who never learned how to name emotions, but trauma is not a free pass to treat people like crap. And it's sure as hell not a reason to dump the healing process onto the woman closest to them. You don't owe somebody the benefit of the doubt when the doubt is killing you. If he wants to heal, he'll do it. He'll get help. He'll reflect. He'll stop expecting the woman he's harming to be his therapist, his coach, and his emotional punching bag. And if he doesn't want to do any of that, then his trauma is not the reason. His entitlement is. Listen, you're not selfish for wanting a partner who can handle your emotions without shutting down or lashing out. You're not too much for wanting somebody who doesn't need a full friggin' tutorial every time you cry. And you're not too sensitive for being hurt when somebody dismisses or minimizes what you feel. Empathy is not extra. It's not something you earn by being low maintenance enough. It is basic. And if he can't offer it to you without you bleeding for it, that's dangerous. When a man lacks empathy, every conflict becomes this test of how much you'll tolerate. The apologies are shallow, the connection is totally unstable. And even when you finally start to break, he's still going to look at you like you're the problem. And that's the worst part because maybe you start to believe it. You think, well, maybe I didn't explain it well enough. That's what keeps us going, right? The hope that if we just say it in the right way, it'll be enough. Maybe you overreacted. Maybe if you had just said it differently, maybe he needs more time. Maybe if I show him what empathy looks like, he'll mirror it back. But here's the truth. If he wanted to, he already would have. You shouldn't have to cry in just the right tone or word things perfectly to turn your pain into these little digestible, teachable moments for a grown man to simply care that you're hurting. That's not love. This whole thing, it's just labor dressed up as intimacy, and it's going to leave you completely drained, confused, and probably ashamed that you ever believed that he could change if you just explained it one more time. I've worked with women who have spent years trying to teach him how to be loving. And you know what they always say to me once they're out? I should have stopped talking and I should have started listening to myself. I knew this was never going to work. So if you're in that place right now, you're still hoping he'll change and grow and evolve, still thinking that your words are going to land, can you ask yourself, what has he actually learned? What has changed without you literally walking him through it step by step? What has he taken accountability for without you begging for it and demanding it? And more importantly, what part of yourself have you lost and had to kill just to keep his peace? What's the cost? You can't teach empathy to someone who doesn't even want to feel it. And you sure as hell can't love him into it. You even take somebody who, for example, could be narcissistic or have narcissistic personality disorder, and we talk about how they have low empathy. But something that they even have is cognitive empathy. They understand that you feel this way. They just don't have the emotional empathy to sort of create that change. I'm talking about narcissists. Not every abusive man is an actual narcissist. Many men have low empathy. Part of it is socialized, but this is my point. They can choose to do better. Yeah, a narcissist can't choose to have empathy if they don't have it, but you can choose to leave and you can choose to stop training someone who doesn't care. They don't want it. They don't even have any desire to build empathy. It's time to walk away. So if this hits something in you and you just feel like you're stuck in this loop where you're exhausted and explaining everything and you're just like fading out of your own life, I want to help. Join my group coaching programs for trauma bond recovery or rise and rebuild, depending where you're kind of at in the cycle. You can learn more at strongerthanbefore.ca. And if this video helped you feel seen, hit subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me, have you ever tried to teach a man how to care about your feelings? What happened? I read every comment. You're not cold, you're not selfish, you're just finally realizing that he was never listening and you don't have to explain it again.